All right, guys, welcome back. So, the National UFO Reporting Center, and I'll leave a link in the description, has just released a whole bunch of UFO information. But there was one incident in particular that I wanted to share with you guys today. It's actually a reporting by two pilots by seeing a triangular shaped craft. And the reason why I'm reporting this one, or at least showing this to you guys, because they actually have photos of this that are pretty interesting. So let me get into this report. Now, like I said, I'll leave a link in the description to their site, and then also a link over to this particular report. So this incident is going to take us over to Fayetteville, North Carolina. And basically it's about 100 miles south of what they're saying there with this. But they spotted a triangular shaped object. And here's going to be the actual report here for this. So they actually have their sightings done by numbers and stuff, so you guys can see that at the very top. But it's interesting as you scroll through this and look at the information. I like that they actually give you guys this, because we can go in and we can see more information. Just like they say here, the estimate size of it was the size of a football field, or football field sizes. And we've heard about this before in the past. I've mentioned this before with people seeing these triangular shaped UFOs or objects in the sky, and they are huge. They're not small. So something the size of a football field being that large in the sky would just kind of freak me out if I saw it for the first time. But I think we're kind of getting desensitized to a lot of this stuff. So if we see it nowadays, we may be like, okay, get my camera out and let's film this. But it says direction from viewer. They give you tons of information on it here, but the story is right here. And it says a large triangular craft traveling west to east at approximately 32,000 feet, seen from above the airline traveling north-south at 36,000 feet. It says here the three white lights, one on nose if triangle, one white light on each rear corner. And like I said, we've seen this before, and I'll show you guys a picture of this, and I'll show you the pictures they have down here. And this is a single red light in the center where tail would be, and not picked up on either onboard radar or the TCSA. And it says red light turned on after approximately 30 seconds. Craft suddenly appeared to fizzle with what looked like a static discharge for approximately 10 seconds. Then effectively disappeared into the darkness. It says either it left or it went total dark, which it either just zoomed away, which we know they can do that, or maybe it cloaked itself. It said it was at nighttime, so they wasn't sure which one. So here's going to be the actual photos of this particular craft. All right, y'all, looking at these photos, they are pretty interesting. I mean, you would think that you're looking at this first one, you're not sure what it is. It doesn't look like a conventional craft. You get this second one, and it would be considered a triangular shaped craft. But then you get the third one, which looks even more interesting. Look like you're looking at five lights. Now, the craft could have moved, and they could have snapped a picture when it was moving to make it seem like it was five lights. But it does appear to be more than three lights, and it doesn't really appear to be triangular shaped. And I'm going to let you guys know why I think this. Now, I could be completely wrong on this, but when you start looking at this a little bit closer, it gets a lot more interesting when you start trying to, at least what I did, instead of trying to enhance the photos and make it out to be a triangular shaped craft, I just brighten the actual images up. And when you brighten them up, this is kind of what you get here. You don't see too much here, but when you start looking at the second or the third photo, you look to what could possibly be a cube, if you guys can see that. The background is, of course, a little bit lighter, and then the craft is actually dark. Look at that right there. This looks to be possibly cube shaped, in my opinion. I could be completely wrong, but I didn't enhance this photo at all. I didn't try to do anything to make it look like a cube or anything like that. You can go to their site and download and do what you want and play with it, but let me know what you think, because this right here is kind of, I've never seen this before. And like I said, I didn't do anything to the actual image. I just went in and brightened it up, and the actual object is darker than the background, which shows you more of the shape of it. And looking at this up close, you see this here. You see what appears to be five lights there, and I just don't know what to make. I've never seen this before, and when I brightened it up, I said, what the heck? Is this really what I think it is? It looks like a huge cube shape UFO and not so much triangular shape. But put down in the comments what you guys think. This is just kind of, it's kind of freaky and interesting and kind of good in a good way. It gets me kind of excited to see something new with this. So put down in the comments what you think about this. And then there's going to be something else I want to show you. There's another quick case too I want to show to you guys that they have on their site too. Now, there's one other on their site I wanted to share with you guys. They don't actually have a photo, but they actually drew what they saw. And of course, you guys can see the location and everything there for that. And you guys can see the sighting number at the very top. And there'll be links in the description to all this. But these two people, they said originally 2 lights appeared across the bridge by the mountain in said location. I guess they're talking about above, and hover straight towards us. So I'm not going to go through and read this whole thing, but they said, as you see here, it was about the size of a stealth bomber. It had a light humming noise and sucked the sound out of the river next to us, which I've never heard that happening before, where a craft is actually flying and then the sound around is like, I guess they say it's like it was being sucked out. So if you guys have heard of a technology like that or heard of a UFO reporting, put that down in the comments. But it said it hovered and watched us for what seemed to be a few minutes. Then they said it was actually 4 hours. They think they were abducted by this UFO. And then they go into just a little bit more detail. It's not really that long, which I like this site because they don't get into all these super long details and stuff of this. But they talk about it being about the craft actually being there, and it disappeared and then it reappeared at a different location, which we've seen that and heard about that before, craft being in one spot and then disappearing again. But right here is going to be some of their drawings that they actually submitted for this. It would have been great if they got a photo, but if they saw it and the time lapse was from 4 minutes to, I don't know, they're saying 4 hours, maybe something did transpire at that point in time. But this is going to be a link in the description too, so you guys can check this out and do an analyzation on their writings and stuff right here. They said start skipping across the sky. So they've got some pretty good detail, which they've written out and drawn about this, probably to the best of their ability. I think those little guys are kind of cute there. They say, oh, it disappears, but it's still interesting regardless to get this information out here. It says here, I think this is probably the first time they saw it. It says 2 lights from the other side of the mountain. It came towards us. So basically they saw this craft and it came towards them. It looked like 2 lights, but it looked like when the craft got close to them, it looked triangular in shape. So maybe it was like the previous one we saw. I don't know. But you guys, let me know in the comments what you think about this. You can go over to this site, look at these 2 links, and then come back here and comment, because I'd like to get some discussions going on some of your thoughts about this. And possibly I'll go live at some point really soon and we can talk about this more in depth on a live broadcast. But regardless, whatever, this stuff is very interesting in my point. Because of these triangular shaped craft, and we're starting to see the same thing that they saw, like the Belgium wave and stuff like that back in the 80s and 90s and stuff. So regardless, these are fascinating photos, and they're all on their site and they're for the public to view. So if you guys can, share this video with your friends and people that are skeptical or people that can analyze this, and have them come over here and check this out and comment about this, because this just kind of blew my mind, especially this one right here. Said I didn't do anything to the photo to try to make this to seem cube or square shape. Only thing I did was brighten it up. Now there's some people out there that are photography experts that can play around with this and probably make out a good shape for this. So I'd recommend you going in and downloading this image and stuff for it and seeing what you guys can come up with and come back with and just talk about it. But regardless, whatever, it's pretty interesting. So put your comments down below what you guys think about this. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Please share this with your friends. Share it on forums. And I will see you guys in the next video. I appreciate you watching.